Hey, my name is Lauren with Let's Music Club, and I have a theory. So basically, I am out here at a park because I had some thoughts that I wanted to get off, and I don't have good lighting where I'm currently located, but job's not done, so here we are. Basically, I wanted to speak about longevity, right? So I think in music right now, I'm finding that a lot of artists that I grew up with are showing us what it means to transition. And as a new entrepreneur, my business only being a couple months old, trying to get traction on that, I am definitely in a place of transitioning out of a 9 to 5. I was a florist, and before that I was a travel agent. Before that I was in culinary. I've worn a lot of creative hats within a corporate setting. And so now with my journal, this is the first time that I'm actually stepping into a fully creative position that is purely based on what I can accomplish. And that is very, very scary. But I'm grateful because I'm finding that this year has been the year of examples of transitioning well. And maybe not even this year, maybe going back further, because while the world was grieving Andre 3000, a notable example of that grief lies in Andy Mineo's song that he recently came out with that was a dedication to Andre. But Andre kind of set us off on this transitioning path with his flute playing, right? So he dropped an album that we were all anticipating, and it was nothing but flute sounds. And for me, that was so beautiful, because to me, it felt like he was showing us that he's able to create still and be a novice and do something new, and that resonates with me a lot in this chapter of my life. But then we have so many other examples as well. I think about, oh my gosh, Kendrick, obviously, and the beef, and what it boils down to for me with that beef, it is challenging artists to age well. Are you pushing a narrative that is killing the culture, or is it cultivating culture? And so of course that's why I just really appreciate everything that Kendrick has done this past year. Even him they headlined this tour, him and SZA, and her music hearkening back to a time in my life. I remember after high school in 2013 playing that album Z in my dad's basement where he has his full gym set up, and just working out really hard to that album, especially the one with Chance the Rapper. I think Child's Play. It's definitely Child's Play. But anyways, and then her giving us the deluxe album. I couldn't really get into SOS because it was just so dang toxic, and it was so beautifully done. All of the genre bending, all the production, the lyricism, the cadences that she came out with, it was so masterfully done, and the topics were so toxic that I genuinely just could not put SOS into my rotation as much as I did love it at the time, upon the first or second listen. But she didn't stop there. She went on to do the deluxe version, Lana, and she gave a bit of the backstory. She referenced amazing artists like Stevie Wonder in his double album, and it gave me enough context to truly appreciate the work that she had done on both SOS and Lana. So I guess for her, it was the transition of authenticity and vulnerability that resonates deeply with me, because I am her at one stage of my life. Back in 2013, playing her music constantly, I resonate deeply with the music that she creates as well. And then, same with Kendrick. I can think back to my first days in college and hearing Swimming Pools for the first time and being like, swimming pools? And then hearing Good Kid, Mad City and being like, that is so crazy that Swimming Pools was the single that I heard from him, because it was like arguably his, I'm not going to say his worst, but I just didn't get it. I didn't get Swimming Pools. I did hear an interview that he was on where he talked about another song that I haven't heard of, but I think it was like prior to him actually blowing up. But anyways, so them having longevity in this big, impactful, like legendary way has been fantastic. And then, of course, we look to the Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne, like their whole camp, like being the cautionary tale of transitioning. But I wanted to talk today about another artist, two artists actually, that I think are transitioning immaculately. And that is Big Sean and Russ. I went to their concert yesterday at Lakewood Amphitheater, and I was stunned. I was blown away. I was so grateful. If you've never been to Lakewood Amphitheater in Atlanta, Georgia, I highly suggest I highly suggest it. It was a fantastic environment. Because they have a lawn, right? So I wouldn't even bother getting a seat. I would specifically go for the lawn and specifically go for an artist that you want to dance to. Not necessarily like a performer with like the lights and the glitz and the glam, but if you have an artist in mind that you really just want to like dance to, like have a great experience, Lakewood Amphitheater is the place for you, let me tell you. But yes, so I saw Russ was headlining, but then Big Sean was opening, which my sister told me that, and I was like, yeah, right. Like, there's no way Big Sean is opening up for anybody. Like, it's not happening. But turns out that was the case, and I was so grateful for that, because both of their sets had basically nothing but hits, and it like reminded me of this time growing up. And it's like, Big Sean was never my favorite artist, but he was a consistent artist in all of my growing up. Like, I grew up in mainstream America, in Ohio, like, and I would say that Big Sean and Russ were kind of both like gateway hip-hop artists for me. Maybe not so much Russ, but definitely Big Sean. Like, he gave us the beats, he gave us the rhythm, he gave us all of that. And the reason that I say that they both Russ and Big Sean are transitioning well is because they are giving I'm so sorry, there's these 4 geese and they're like the biggest bullies, but I'm trying to like get on their good side, but I don't know why they're deciding to come over here to eat grass. Like, please get on. They were way over here before, and now I look up and they're over here. Like, move the heck on. But I think we're cool. They haven't bothered me the past couple of days, but not a fan of them. Not a big fan. I'm not gonna be rude or anything, but gross. Anyways, so let me start that point over. So the biggest reason that I think that Big Sean and Russ are transitioning well is because they have maintained an audience and they're providing $30 concerts. That's amazing. I've been experiencing a lot lately, this feeling of being old, like of being, a seasoned human being. And I love the fact that we are entering into the era of big artists giving us affordable shows. Don't get me wrong, I think that the amount that I paid for Beyonce was worth every single penny, but girl, my bank account is maxed out. I am a new entrepreneur. I don't have a check coming in. So gone are the days where I can just blow hundreds of dollars on a concert. So it is extremely valuable to me that Big Sean and Russ provided a concert for $30 freaking dollars, where I was able to lay out a mat, I was able to dance my heart out, I had room to dance. It was crowded, but it wasn't overwhelmingly crowded. And that feels special and important to me. And I think that really, what all of these artists are doing for me, like the question that's popping up that they seem to be answering is, what is your why? Which sounds like, what is your why? Like it sounds, what does it sound? It sounds like pyramid scheming or something like that. It sounds like, oh, you have to be clear about your why and your values and your purpose and da-da-da. But it's like truly though, because what does it look like? Like as an artist who's been in the game for longer than 10, 15 years, like what does it look like for you to continue to pursue what you love? And to me, what Russ and Big Sean did is they said, I want to be able to give my core fans an experience as often as possible for as long as possible. And that to me is very, very beautiful. It felt very anti-capitalistic, and it was just a vibe. So I'm very, very appreciative. But what I really wanted to talk about, the elephant in the room, is that I truly believe that Russ's why is crowd control, because it like, first of all, his beats are crazy. You can bop to any one of his songs. You don't have to know the lyrics, but his voice is clear enough that you can hear the lyrics in every single one of his songs. So you're not asking like, oh, this is a great beat, but what is he saying? No, you have the full picture. Production quality is on 10. But what I was finding as each song went on was that he would repeatedly say, all right, hands up. And he would do the hands up, waving your hand sort of thing, which is so funny because my sister, years ago, we were in one of our first apartments, probably the one off of Peachtree Park Apartments. That's the first one that I lived in when I first moved here back in 2015. But she was saying she was going like this in the living room, and she was like, if I was an artist, that would be the thrill of a lifetime, to get that crowd control and have the whole audience swaying back and forth with you. And I'm like, that's literally what Russ was doing the whole time. And it was just fun. It felt like he was teaching his audience and encouraging his audience to have rhythm, honestly. So I'm going to maybe make a little montage of that coming up, because it was literally if not every song, at least 85% of the songs, he's teaching the crowd, hands up, okay, this is the beat right here, which was just funny. But yeah, I guess as I'm watching these as I'm watching these artists do their thing, it's making me consider, it's not making me consider, but it's running parallel to my consideration of how do I transition well. Going from having a paycheck, going from this constant battle into assimilation, into a corporate culture, then kind of being thrust out of the need to assimilate into that, has been an emotional ride so far, honestly. It's been beautiful in so many ways. It's been freeing in so many ways. But the reality is it's also been very difficult. Not having that natural, go-getter, disciplined, muscle built is hard. But learning it is fun, and it feels like I'm growing in every single aspect of my life, right? I'm sorry, it's bugs out now, and I'm like, why didn't I bring my spray? But yeah, it's definitely a challenge that I'm up for, but it is almost every aspect, right? So it's my fitness needs work, my sleep schedule needs work, my networking skills need work, my follow-up needs work, my boundaries need work, like everything needs work, but I'm also in this unique position to where I can practice it like on a daily basis right now, and I can hone in on like what is working, what's not working, what I need to learn to like sit with. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I'm experiencing right now is like, it's called liminal space. So it's like, here's where you are and here's where you're going, and the space in between is the liminal space where it's like, okay, I know where I'm at and I got a clear word, and now I have to start walking, but I'm taking a couple steps, and then it's like, is it Peter who was in the water with Jesus? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm walking on water, I'm doing it, what the freak am I doing? Oh my gosh, what am I doing? And I'm starting to sink, and then it's like, hello, no, you're with Jesus, like, you've got this, like, you have a purpose, you're in the season that you're meant to be in. Like, I'm calling the season of my life Happy Hour, based on a Beyonce song. You've been hurting, but it's happy hour. Basically saying, like, I don't have a 9 to 5. It's happy hour. Like, I am meant to be networking, drinking, having fun, getting out there, like, experiencing life. That is what I'm meant to do in this season. So I have to keep reminding myself of that, because it can be very jarring and scary and frightening to be reminded that, oh my gosh, I don't have that safety net. Oh my gosh, I'm not in the boat, I'm on the water. Oh my gosh, I'm living this creative life rather than this corporate life. Like, there's so many emotions wrapped up into it, but like, I just have to continually realign myself with the fact of like, this is what freedom feels like. This is what I'm thinking of Duran Bernard's song, like, this is what it feels like when things go right. Like, this is what it feels like when I like choose myself and like put myself out there, and like, so yes, I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm very incredibly grateful for the superstars who are being vulnerable in a way that I can connect to. I'm extremely thankful for the creatives and the artists that I'm meeting, that I've met like this past month, in various creative settings, in various music settings, meeting just beautiful creatives, wonderful creatives, who have been doing it longer than me and who I can like look to and be inspired by. So I don't know. I mean, I guess all of that to say, like, this definitely, I've always said with the journal, with Let's Music Club, like, I want this to be a canvas for you to have your own thoughts. I've been saying that for a while, and I think that it got to a point where it's like, I'm almost hiding behind the canvas because I'm worried about sharing my own voice. But, you know, I am going to, I mean, this right here is an act of me, sharing my voice, sharing my thoughts and my voice, and like where I'm at the moment. It's very, very beautiful what I have going on. I'm so sorry, I'm so itchy. Yeah, I'm gonna get up off this floor. Like, I have like my blanket and like my mat and stuff, but girl, it's time to go home. But yes, this is real. This is me. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Is that Hillary Duff? Probably. Maybe. Cheetah Girls? I don't know. Anyways, I hope that you transition well into whatever your next season is, into whatever the next room you're walking into is. And I definitely pray for myself that there is grace as I enter these spaces, as I enter these rooms. But more than grace, I pray that I can rise to the occasion of the rooms that I'm called into. Because I know that Let's Music Club is a fantastic idea. I know that it is a quality product, and I know that it is a tool that can be used to create community. And so I'm very excited to do just that. So, okay. I think it's time for me to go. But do I have any final thoughts at the moment? I'm going to try to get back into listening to some clips interviews and getting back into the album. I mentioned it in another post, but like that is a tough one. It feels very masculine to me, that sort of style of rapping. And so it does take some tuning on my end to get into the right frequency to hear what's being said and to honor what's being said and to appreciate what's being said. And I don't want to, I don't know, I don't feel compelled to listen to the beats without actually chewing on the lyrics. Obviously they're Pharrell beats, so I'm sure, well, I've listened to it like once all the way through, but like I'm sure that they are fantastic, and they are, but girl, the lyricism is above my head, so I might need Genius or somebody to help me out, which, you know, no free promo, but I'm not making any money, so whatever, that's probably where I'm going to go to do a lot of my research. And then obviously I've seen like a couple of interviews. A friend of a friend has a podcast, and I think in his podcast he did name a couple of interviews that are actually worth listening to, so maybe I will research that. And I don't know, is it a faux pas to put like other people's interviews into my bio? I don't know the rules of YouTube. Is that weird? Is that crossing a line, or is that just free promo for them? Because if I do listen to an interview that I enjoy, I have no problem sharing that with all of my loyal followers. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, super grateful for a lot of the artists that I grew up with. Super grateful for meeting and learning about new artists. And buy my journal. All right, bye. Oh, also, look at these nails. Are these not like the coolest nails? I don't know if you can truly see them. They have like this weird, like not a weird sheen, but they have like a sheen to them. I love them. Okay. All right, let's music club. Bye.